Well, one last look at these giant furnaces here at Canoe Creek State Park. Hopefully you all learned a thing or two out there. But as I stated earlier, this area was abundant and just chock full of limestone back in the early 1800s and 1900s. So there are two quarries that are on my map. I'm sure there's probably more than that, but we're gonna go and try to visit both of them. The one is actually up on this hillside somewhere, so we're gonna go and try to find that to, you know, put this into a little bit better of a perspective for you all and for me as well, to understand, you know, just the hardships that it would have taken to operate something like this. So yeah, one last look here at the old kilns, and we'll be heading up into the hills there in search of one of the old quarries that helped these kilns run back in the day. All right, folks, well, here is a very brief look at rock quarry number 1 here along the trail. Like I said before, they would have gotten all the limestone, rock, and whatnot from these hillsides here. And just in the distance there, you can see the furnaces. So not too far of a journey, but still, I mean, how would you like carrying one of these boulders or trying to move it with a horse and buggy all the way across this a creek to those furnaces? So would have been pain in the butt, I'm sure. But here is a view of one of 2 of the quarries that we'll see along the trail. I'm thinking the second one is probably a lot cooler than this one. But another little fun fact about this area is it's known for its bat population. If I remember right, I think there's about 35,000, maybe 40,000 resident bats in this area, including brown bats and an endangered Indiana bat that I didn't even know existed until reading a sign here. So a lot of these bats will actually roost, I guess, or pen up overnight in these crevices here. I guess there's a cave system behind a lot of these rock walls that we're looking at right now. So another little interesting fact, and we'll be going and talking a little bit more about the bat population next week. So as I said, if you're not subscribed, make sure you are so you don't miss that. But all right, the next stop will be quarry number 2 here. Just a real quick tree ID. This is another tree species that I haven't touched upon yet on this channel. If you're new to this channel, I try to show, you know, different species, whether it's tree, amphibian, fish, bird, wildflower, you name it, in each and every video. And this is one that we haven't ID'd yet. And one of the easiest trees to ID, this is the shag bark hickory. And as you can see, its name pretty much resonates with the tree. It's very shaggy. The bark is kind of, you know, comparable to, you know, sticks of beef jerky. They're very easily peelable. But yeah, whenever you see something like this that kind of looks like long strips of beef jerky, that's a really good indicator that you're looking at a shag bark hickory. And these do drop hickory nuts. You'll see them all around the ground. Unfortunately, I don't see any here. Oh, you know what? Here's one right here. Here's a good look at a hickory nut. We did look at these earlier at Shawnee State Park earlier in the year, but I did not get to ID the tree. So yeah, not sure what number we're at right now, maybe like 28, 29, but this is a shag bark hickory. Cool. Well, here is a little glance here at quarry number 2 here. As you can see, this looks like the production up here would have been 3 or 4 times the size of quarry number 1. This rock behind me here, or this boulder, is the size of a small car. And another thing, we're on the same side as the kilns now. So it would have been a little easier for these workers to get the limestone down to the furnaces. And if you look here, a little borehole. So I'm not sure if they would have used TNT up here to blow away this hillside or what, but nice look. That's yet another quarry, something you don't really see too often here in Pennsylvania. And I think from what I read, there's some caves and whatnot back there that will actually go down 300 foot below the state park here. And I guess miners would have went in there as well and gotten limestone out of these hills. So pretty cool little area here. Got some foggy mountains behind me on this rainy, damp March day here, just a week away from spring. But yeah, we're gonna officially get onto the Morris Hill Trail here and do a little hiking. We haven't done too much hiking yet today, so, and you can see why the bats love this area so much, all these little crevices and caves and whatnot, that these brown bats as well as the endangered Indiana bats could hide out in. I'm gonna head down this way a little bit further and see if there's anything else cool to see down this way, but this might be the last view of quarry number 2 for you guys out there. As you can see, we have definitely gained some elevation. No longer hiking along the creek side anymore. The rain has not slowed down in the slightest. And the fog is creeping on over this hill here, as you can see. But I did want to state, I knew that this trail was going to be jam-packed full of history, everything from the old kilns to the quarries, but I didn't realize how beautiful of a view that you'll have pretty much the entire trail of the surrounding mountainside here. So a little info about Canoe Creek State Park is it's actually down in a valley. So once you're down in the valley, you get really awesome views of the surrounding mountainsides, as well as Blue Knob State Park that we'll probably be getting a good view of tomorrow. But yeah, we're gonna keep ascending up the hill here, and we will eventually run into another old relic of the past, another old kiln site. So I will see you there in just a couple minutes. Well, we should be coming upon the Hartman Kiln site here in the next couple minutes, and I just did stumble upon this. It looks like an older quarry here, kind of on the top of the mountain. So that will probably signify that we are getting closer to another kiln site, which according to the map we are. This could also be one of those areas where the colliers would have came back in the day and made charcoal, like we've seen in Caledonia State Park, how it was kind of rounded out. But this almost looks like it was all quarried out like the other ones that we've seen. So we'll see if we stumble upon the other kiln site here in a couple minutes or not. Well, it looks like I spoke too soon, because right on the other side of the hill here, you have this other really large area that was obviously all dug out and probably used for its limestone back in the 1900s, maybe late 1800s. So pretty cool to see another quarry here on the top of one of these mountain ridges. You can see, I mean, we're looking right down in the middle of a valley and pretty much walking right along the top of a ridge of another mountain line here. So another view of a pretty cool quarry here. Well, here we are. Officially made it to the rather creepy looking Hartman Kiln site. And I wish I knew more history to tell you guys about this area. Don't know if it's older or newer than the lime kiln furnaces we've seen earlier, but let's hope there's not a bear hibernating up in here. Take a little look in here. Looks pretty safe. But yeah, this is what is known as the Hartman site. And they would have done, I'm guessing, the same thing. Converted limestone into like a byproduct. Looks like an old boiler of some sorts here. But pretty interesting. This is kind of like the forgotten brother of the other kiln site. Let's take a look down here. Got some pits, some old barrels, some lines that reach into there for something. So yeah, not really sure about the history of this, but cool nonetheless. Take a little walk around here. I feel like this video is getting a little longer, so I do apologize for that. You can see big concrete walls up there in the distance. Almost feels like you're like in an old castle or something down here. But all right, glad we stumbled upon this. Almost looks like an old like moonshiners camp or something out here, but definitely gives you some like Blair Witch kind of vibes out here. Doesn't really look like there's too much more to explore. See if we can get up to that wall. But yeah, pretty cool. I kind of had a bushwhack back here a little bit. I'm sure in the summer months this is pretty much impossible to get to, judging by how dense it is right now in the winter. But here's another look at the Hartman Kiln area from up above. So we're up on the hillside now. The area I just showed you is down below me. But yeah, no clue how this would all work. It almost looks like an old dam of some sort, but a lot of concrete, as you can see, and a big old concrete wall down below. Let's see if we can push through here and maybe see something else. Yeah, it's pretty nasty back here, as you can see. I mean, definitely got some metal mixed in with the concrete as well. Interesting find though. So yeah, maybe if somebody knows a little bit more about this out there, let me know. It's definitely a different kind of kiln than I'm used to seeing. You can see another one of these holes here. Not too deep, but not really sure what that's all for. But all right, we're gonna wrap the kilns up and try to get through this jumble of a mess here and head on down to Canoe Creek. So I will see ya down at the creek if I get out of here. And there's about the only view of the wall I could really get to you. As you can see, it's pretty close to 15 to 20 feet on the distance there, but very thin. Doubting that would be enough to hold any water back. So not really sure, unless this was just a big giant circle of some sort. But yeah, somebody's got to know what this was for out there, so leave me a comment. Well, if you're curious about how Canoe Creek State Park got its name, you'll probably guess that we are currently looking at Canoe Creek as it heads on down to Canoe Lake. But yeah, this is probably going to be the last cool little viewpoint we see today. I'll take you along with me as we hike alongside Canoe Creek, but we'll be wrapping up this video in just a minute or two. So yeah, nice look at Canoe Creek here from up on the bridge. All right, folks, well, as you can see, we have officially made it to Canoe Lake, and I couldn't think of a better area to wrap this video up. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully you learned a thing or two about these old limestone kilns and furnaces. And as I said before, this is State Park number 24 for me, and it's a big deal simply because that means we have 100 state parks more to go here in Pennsylvania. So hopefully you enjoyed this video and are enjoying my journey here as I try and check off each and every state park here within the state. So as always, if you aren't already, maybe you found this video because of the ruins in it or something, make sure you subscribe. Helps me out a ton. Leave me a like, helps the video get more views and whatnot, and leave me a comment. Maybe tell me your favorite state park, national park, places that I should check out. And you can even head on over to Instagram and Facebook as well and follow me over there for some sneak peeks on videos coming down the pipeline at Maksim Outdoors, both on Instagram and Facebook. So yeah, that's gonna wrap things up here from Canoe Creek State Park number 24 for me, and we'll be back here hiking next week on an all-new trail. So I will see you guys next week back here at beautiful Canoe Creek State Park. Signing out.